Hi there, I'm Rakim. I'm a physiotherapist with Missy Care. And in conjunction with Global Handwashing Day, which was on October 15th, we'll be presenting about wash your hands. So, what are the things we'll be focusing on for today's talk? Firstly, we'll be talking a bit about what is Global Handwashing Day and what is it about? What is hand washing and hand hygiene? And we'll be looking into also the compliance rate of hand hygiene in Malaysia. And then we'll see the relationship between hand washing and also health. Then we'll be talking about what are the recommended types of soap for hand washing. And then we'll be comparing the difference between soap and water hand washing versus hand sanitizers. And then we'll also check with when is it important to wash your hands. And then lastly, we'll be teaching the step-by-step instructions of how to do a proper hand washing. Okay, so October 15th is Global Hand Washing Day, which is a global advocacy day dedicated to increasing awareness and understanding about the importance of hand washing with soap as an effective and affordable way to prevent diseases and save lives. Okay, so Global Hand Washing Day, which is every October 15th every year, is a day where we raise awareness of the importance of hand washing. And this year's theme is Clean Hands Are Within Reach. So what is hand washing and hand hygiene? So according to this article by Nurses Labs, hand washing is the act of cleaning one's hand with the use of any liquid with or without soap for the purpose of removing dirt or microorganisms. It is the most effective measure in reducing the risk of transmitting infectious diseases. So key point here, reason why we're doing hand washing is to reduce the risk of in contact with infectious diseases that can spread. It cannot be said too often that hand washing is the most important and most basic technique in preventing and controlling infections. It is the single most effective infection control measure. Hand washing is under the umbrella of hand hygiene. Hand hygiene is defined by the World Health Organization as a general term that applies to hand washing, antiseptic hand wash, antiseptic hand rub, or surgical hand antisepsis. So what it means is, so hand hygiene is an umbrella term, and within it there are different types of hand hygiene techniques. Okay, we have hand washing, which is with soap. We have antiseptic hand wash. We have antiseptic hand rub, and surgical hand antisepsis, which doctors and nurses use. Okay, but today we'll be focusing on hand washing. So let's look at the compliance rate in Malaysia. So a report was done in 2018 where 1,856 out of 11,066 healthcare facilities in Malaysia submitted their reports, and 222 of them submitted the report for hygiene compliance rates. So of which 210 of them actually achieved WHO's target of 75% compliance rate. So our national average in Malaysia for the compliance rate of hand washing is 88%, meaning that Malaysia is well above the minimum compliance rate set by WHO, which is a very good thing. So we're looking at the breakdown in Malaysia's hand hygiene compliance. So the average in health ministry hospitals is about 88%, which is good. In university hospitals is 85.56, a bit less, but still well above the 75%. In armed forces hospitals, like Angkatan Tentera, the average is 88.25, which is quite good. Private hospitals is 84.62%, which is good also. Okay, regarding clinic kesihatan and also private general practitioner clinics, we do not have official records, but looking at the trend, it seems that Malaysia is doing a very good job when it comes to hand hygiene compliance. So what's the relationship between hand washing and health? So hand washing helps prevent infections for these reasons. People often touch their eyes, nose, and mouth without realizing it, introducing germs into their bodies. Germs from unwashed hands may get into foods, drinks, when people repair or consume them. Germs can grow in some types of food or drinks and make people sick. Germs from unwashed hands can be transmitted or transferred to other objects, such as doorknobs, tables, or toys, and then transferred to another person's hands. So it becomes a vicious cycle if we do not break it, this infection route through hand washing. The studies have shown that hand washing can actually prevent 1 in 3 diarrhea-related sickness and 1 in 5 respiratory infection, which is infections related to the lung, such as a cold or flu. Okay, so let's look at the type of soaps that are recommended by WHO. So what are the type of soaps you should use? You can use bar soap or liquid soap to wash your hands. Many public places provide liquid soap because it is easier and cleaner to share with others. Studies have not found any added health benefits from using soaps containing antibacterial ingredients when compared with plain soap. So some soap they actually market as antibacterial, while others is just plain. But there's no studies that have shown that one is more effective than the other. Okay, so if soap and water are not available, you can use alcohol-based hand sanitizers that contain at least 60% alcohol. So talking about hand sanitizers, what is the difference between soap and hand sanitizers? So cleaning hands at key times with soap and water or hand sanitizers that contain at least 60% alcohol is one of the most important steps you can take to avoid getting sick and spreading germs to those around you. Hand sanitizers does exactly what its name suggests. It sanitizes. It can eliminate 99.9% of germs from your hands and keep them clean of bacteria and germs. If you don't have access to soap and water to wash your hands, hand sanitizers are a great alternative. So when should you know to wash using your hands using soap and water versus using alcohol-based hand sanitizers? So soap and water is recommended before, during, and after preparing food, before eating food, before and after caring for somebody who is sick with vomiting or diarrhea, before and after treating a cut or wound. It is also recommended after using the toilet, after changing diapers or cleaning up child who has used the bathroom, after touching an animal feed or animal wastes, after handling pet food or pet treats, after touching garbage, and if your hands are visibly dirty or greasy. So after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing, you should also clean your hands by immediately washing your hands with soap or using the alcohol-based hand sanitizer to avoid spreading germs. Now for alcohol-based hand sanitizers, they are recommended before and after visiting a friend or loved one in a hospital or nursing home, unless the person is sick with a bacteria called Clostridium difficile. Okay. If so, use soap and water to wash hands to effectively kill the germ. If soap and water are not readily available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol and wash with soap and water as soon as you can. Do not use hand sanitizer if your hands are visibly dirty or greasy. For example, after gardening, playing outdoors, fishing, camping. If a hand washing station is available, wash your hands with soap and water instead. So the priority here is always wash your hands with soap and water. If not, the next best thing is alcohol-based hand sanitizers. So let's learn the step-by-step technique of proper hand washing. Okay, so first, before anything, wet your hands with water. So open the pipe with one hand and wet your hands, both of your hands. Next, you should apply enough soap to cover all your hand surfaces. Okay, so maybe like a coin sized diameter is enough for liquid type. If not, you can use the soap bar. And then we will start the hand washing with rub hands palm to palm. Okay, so palm to palm. Okay, next we will do right palm over left dorsum with interlaced fingers and vice versa, meaning that the back of your hand in between your fingers and then you switch hands. Okay, the fourth step is palm to palm with fingers interlaced. Now we do like this. Right? Okay, the fifth one is backs of fingers to opposing palms with fingers interlocked. So like this. Okay. So you're focusing on the back of your fingers. Okay. By doing this. Alright. Okay, next is rotational rubbing of left thumb clasped in right palm and vice versa. So like this, just rubbing the whole thumb and then changing also. Okay. Right, like that. Okay, and lastly, you should do the rotational rubbing backwards and forwards with clasped fingers of right hand in left palm and vice versa. So now we're doing the fingertips onto your palm and vice versa. Okay, lastly, rinse your hands with water. Okay, so notice how when you're washing your hands, when you're actually rubbing your hands with soap, okay, you do not close the water tap, leave it running. Okay, so once you've washed your hands just now, then you take a paper towel or two, dry thoroughly with single use of towel. Okay, and use that towel to close the pipe head. And lastly, your hands are safe. Okay, I think we've covered most of the topics and genders. So if you have any questions or comments, please write them below in the video, below here. Okay, so thank you again for joining. Okay, see you in next one. Bye bye.